It's time for the Toolbox Talk Show. So please fasten your seatbelts, clear away all dangerous objects, and welcome the safety nerd herself, SJ.
Hi, my name's Sarah Jane, and today we're going to talk about risk management. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video I did on hierarchy control. Now, risk management is about how you manage risk. So you've got hazards in every workplace. So a hazard is something that has the potential to cause harm. So there's thousands of those in a workplace. So there's lots of touch points in a workplace as to how you identify hazards. So you've got hazard report forms, you've got site inspection checklists. Some businesses have take fives in those little pocket checklists that you've got. You've also got, after an incident happens, say your investigation, you'll identify certain things within that. So there's lots of ways that you can identify in a workplace how you can actually find ways of injuring yourself. The trick is, how do you reduce or eliminate those hazards? So reducing the risk of those hazards as far as reasonably practical. So have you identified all reasonably foreseeable things that can go wrong? And once you've identified one of those hazards, finding out how risky it is and then reducing it or eliminating it. So finding out how risky it is, you would see in some of your safety paperwork about your risk matrix. So a risk matrix is a box, and you've got your likelihood and your consequence, and your likelihood talks about how likely is it that something can go wrong. So it may be, for example, and there's different definitions in a workplace, very likely, likely, unlikely, and very unlikely. They're some of the common ones. So you'll look at that hazard, so that thing that has the potential to cause harm, and how likely is it that something could go wrong with that hazard. Then what you'll do is you'll look at the consequence. So on that risk matrix again, you've then got your consequence in terms of, if something did go wrong, what is the consequence? So some of the general things in it would be, say, first aid injury, so could you get a band-aid cut? Lost time or medical treatment injury, permanent injury, or fatality. So again, your business will have different definitions as to what that is, but you need to marry those up. So you look at the likelihood and you look at the consequence. You join it up and you get yourself a risk rating. So whether it's high, medium and low, 1 to 6, 1 to 30. And then you look at, okay, if it's a low risk, say very unlikely that you're going to get a band-aid cut, then you're not going to put as much time, resources and money into fixing that. Whereas if it's a very high likelihood that you could die, obviously you're going to spend a lot more time, you're going to put a lot more people, product or money towards getting it fixed. So there is that balance with, is it reasonably practical for you to put all of that into it, or isn't it? Taking into account the level of risk that there is. So in risk management, make sure that you identify your hazards, and when you're putting controls in place, have a look at my video about the hierarchy control, but take into account, is it reasonably practical what you're proposing to put in place? Remember also when you put it in place to actually consult. So check with the people that actually do the job around. Is it going to actually reduce or eliminate as far as what you thought it would? Is it practical? Is it going to work? Is it going to open up any new hazards? And then look at, once it's been put in place, does it actually do what you thought it would in terms of theory? Practically, does it work? So good luck and enjoy your risk management, and stay tuned for the next video. Stay safe.
The Toolbox Talk Show with SJ.
Now I'm going to have a good day riding. Wearing all my PPE.
That was another episode of the Toolbox Talk Show. 100% dedicated to making workplaces everywhere just that little bit safer. If you can't wait to keep reducing your workplace risks, then head over to riskology.com.au or call SJ on 0411 750 323.